Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Whatever your mind thinks about predominantly becomes your life. Neville Goddard said, whatever the mind of man can conceive and feel as true, the subconscious can and must objectify. Your feelings create the pattern from which your world is fashioned. And a change of feeling is a change of pattern. So, in yesterday's morning mindfulness, I talked about thinking and feeling and acting as if you had a healthy, strong body. If you go the opposite direction, if you have fear and anxiety and worry, that can lead to dis-ease. And dis-ease in the body manifests in diseases. So you really want to focus on feeling good as much as you can. Yes, I know we're all human and there's lots of times where bad things happen to us or to people we love and we get upset. And what I noticed is when you add energy to that, you tell everybody else how bad things are, you talk about it, you think about it, you complain, and you just keep telling the same old story, that adds energy and you actually attract more things to worry about. You attract to you everything that is in the same vibrational energy. So you yourself can start to notice you're not feeling great. You might start to feel anxious, and as you suppress that, it turns into depression. Neville Goddard says, chance or accident is not responsible for the things that happen to you, nor is predestined fate the author of your fortune or misfortune. Your subconscious impressions determine the conditions of your world. I'm reading from Neville Goddard's book, Feeling is the Secret. And when I facilitate my classes, I talk about you can intellectually understand what you really want in your life. You can think about love and happiness and a wonderful, strong body, purposeful work, the wealth that you desire. But if you're not thinking about what you want in a wonderful, joyful, peaceful, happy, abundant prosperity consciousness, if you start to think about what you want as taking too long or not coming or good for other people but not for you, if you don't feel worthy of receiving, if you don't have the faith and belief that it's possible for you, you actually push your good away from you. It's like you tell the universe, I'm tired, I'm miserable, I'm poor, and you feel that, and the universe responds to your feeling. The universe just understands the emotional language of the subconscious that that's what you want more of, and you might see a flood of feeling worse. Anxiety, fear, depression comes when you are focused in that direction. So when you catch yourself feeling not your best, you really want to turn around and focus on feeling better. And I don't think you can go from grief to joy overnight or maybe instantly, but you do have to start moving in the other direction. You have to start to let go of some of the negativity so that there's room in your life for love for health, for well-being, for purposeful work. If you're feeling revengeful, jealous, or any other of the negative emotions, you're never going to get the cooperation of the universe for you to feel well-being, happy, healthy, wealthy. Neville Goddard says the subconscious is not selective, it is impersonal and no respecter of persons. The subconscious is not concerned with the truth or falsity of your feeling. It always accepts as true that which you feel to be true. Feeling is the assent of the subconscious to the truth of that which is declared to be true. So if you say, I am sick, I am tired, the universe says, okay, more sickness, more things to create that feeling of tired in you. So what do you really want? The quality of the subconscious, there is nothing impossible to you. Whatever you can conceive and feel as true, the subconscious can and must objectify. That's how everything has been created. You decide what you really want. You think about what that would look like, what that would feel like. What if I was feeling happy? What would make me happy? What do I like to do? What do I like to feel? I want to feel better. I want to feel happier. I want to feel secure in my loving relationships. I want to feel love, acceptance, well in my mind. I want to be healthy in my mind, in my emotions, in my body, in my spirit. What does that feel like? Think of a time that you accomplished something and you felt so proud of yourself. You were victorious over a problem or a challenge. The struggles in our life are there to help us grow to the next level, to help us become stronger, to be able to accept, handle, and realize what we truly desire. Sometimes we receive things that we're not ready for, like a person winning a lottery and just blowing it and going back into poverty because they haven't developed an understanding that money is energy. Money is a medium of exchange. It's there to help you pay for and enjoy whatever you want. Food, beautiful clothing, vehicles, trips around the world, a comfortable home, the ability to care for your loved ones, the ability to give to charity. Money is not evil and rich people are not greedy. Money is a magnifier. If you focus on getting out of debt, if you focus on worrying that you don't have enough money, the universe ensures that you don't feel like you ever have enough. When you feel grateful, when you feel abundantly blessed, when you can look around in nature and say, wow, look at the beautiful sunrise, the sunset, the ocean, the smell of rain on dry dirt, flowers blooming, trees budding, and then the seasons changing and the leaves changing color and falling to the ground. Everything there is a season. What do you love in your life? What do you appreciate? What you appreciate appreciates. It grows, it becomes more. Your feelings create the pattern from which your world is fashioned. Neville Goddard says a change of feeling is a change of pattern. It's easier to habitually feel good, to feel at ease, to feel grateful. And once you get into the habit of doing that, life is easier. You feel more at ease. The more comfortable and happy and joyful you feel, the more life shows you that it's easy, flowing, wonderful. Take a moment and write down, if you can think of 10 things that you are grateful for this morning. I want you to get into the spirit of gratitude, the feeling of being truly grateful. There's something in your life that you are so grateful for that it could fill your heart. Sometimes feeling so wonderful that it could actually make you cry tears of joy when you think about a loved one, a pet, something that you are proud of, something that you have accomplished. I am so happy and grateful now that I have a beautiful, loving marriage. What are you grateful for? Get into that feeling. It can be an all over warm feeling, a glow, a tingle, as you think about something you are so grateful for, someone in your life that you love so deeply. If you're struggling to get to that feeling, could you be grateful for waking up this morning and having a brand new day that has never before been lived, and design it how you want it? Whatever happened in the past, whatever happened yesterday, does not have to be your experience today. A change of feeling is a change of pattern. Whatever you can feel to be true, your subconscious mind brings forth into your reality. Write down something that you are grateful for. See if you can get into that deep feeling of gratitude. If you can write down 10 things that you are grateful for, that creates a pattern of gratitude. You get into the attitude of gratitude, and your entire body starts to vibrate in harmony with the universe. Whether you say God, spirit, universal intelligence, you tap into that energy, and as you radiate better feelings, the universe rewards you with things that match your vibrational energy. Like attracts like. What we think about, what we talk about, how we feel, what we do causes a ripple in the universe, and we receive in harmony with our thoughts, feelings, and thinking patterns. Neville Goddard says the subconscious never fails to express that which has been impressed upon it. The moment it receives an impression, it begins to work out the ways of its expression. It accepts the feeling impressed upon it, your feeling as a fact existing within itself, and immediately sets about to produce in the outside or objective world the exact likeness of that feeling. What does it feel like to be loved, to be cherished, to be respected, to have a fun, fulfilled, loving relationship? The subconscious never alters the accepted beliefs of a man or woman. It outpictures them to the last detail, whether or not they are beneficial. When you focus on what does love feel like, can you love and accept yourself? When you focus on well-being, you express that and you create more of the same. To impress the subconscious with the desirable state, you must assume the feeling that would be yours had you already realized your wish. In deciding your goal, in defining your objective, you must be concerned only with the objective itself. The manner of expression or the difficulties involved are not to be considered by you. To think feelingly on any state impresses it on the subconscious. What does it feel like to have faith, to feel loved, to get into that state of well-being and at ease? You are creating more of what you desire. Neville Goddard says, therefore, if you dwell on difficulties, barriers, or delay, the subconscious, by its very non-selective nature, accepts the feeling of difficulties and obstacles as your request and proceeds to produce them in your outside world. Yesterday, I read in Chapter 1, The Law and Its Operation. In Feeling is the Secret, that you first conceive an idea and then impress the idea conceived on the subconscious. All things evolve out of the conscious, and without this sequence, there is nothing made that is made. Neville Goddard explains that the conscious mind is like the male version of your mind impregnating the subconscious, the female. So he goes on to say the subconscious is the womb of creation. It receives the idea unto itself through the feelings of man. It never changes the idea received, but always gives it form. Hence, the subconscious outpictures the idea in the image and likeness of the feeling received. To feel a state as hopeless or impossible is to impress the subconscious with the idea of failure. Although the subconscious faithfully serves mankind, it must not be inferred that the relation is that of a servant to a master, as was anciently conceived. The ancient prophets called it the slave and servant of man. St. Paul personified it as a woman and said the woman should be subject to man in everything. The subconscious does serve man and faithfully gives form to his feelings. However, the subconscious has a distinct distaste for compulsion and responds to persuasion rather than command. Subsequently, it resembles a beloved wife more than the servant. You cannot force or coerce. You must have the feeling of love in order to express love and in order to receive love. In Ephesians, the husband is head of the wife may not be true of man and woman in their earthly relationship, but it is true of the conscious and the subconscious, or the male and female aspects of consciousness. The mystery to which Paul referred when he wrote, "This is a great mystery. He that loveth his wife loveth himself, and they two shall be one flesh," is simply the mystery of consciousness. Consciousness is really one and undivided, but for creation's sake, it appears to be divided into two. The conscious or objective or male aspect of your mind is the head and dominates the subconscious, the female or subjective aspect of the mind. However, this leadership is not that of a tyrant, but of the lover. So by assuming the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your objective, the subconscious is moved to build the exact likeness of your assumption. Your desires are not subconsciously accepted until you assume the feeling of their reality, for only through feeling is an idea subconsciously accepted, and only through this subconscious acceptance is it ever expressed. It is easier to ascribe your feelings in the world. It is easier, Neville Goddard says, it is easier to ascribe your feeling to events in the world than to admit that the conditions of the world reflect your feeling. However, it is eternally true that the outside mirrors the inside. As within, so without. As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. A man can receive nothing unless it is given him from heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is within you. Nothing comes from without. All things come from within, from the subconscious mind. It is impossible for you to see anything other than the contents of your own consciousness. Your world in its every detail is your consciousness objectified. Objective states bear witness of subconscious impressions. A change of impression results in a change of expression. The subconscious accepts as true that which you feel as true. And because creation is the result of subconscious impressions, you, by your feeling, determine creation. You are already that which you want to be. And your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not yet see it. To seek on the outside for that which you do not feel you are is to seek in vain, for we never find that which we want. We find only that which we are. In short, you express and have only that which you are conscious of being or possessing. To him that hath, it is given. Those are quotes from Matthew, Mark, and Luke in the Bible. Denying the evidence of the senses and appropriating the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the way to the realization of your desire. Mastery of self-control of your thoughts and feelings is your highest achievement. And Neville says, however, until perfect self-control is attained, so that in spite of appearances, you feel all that you want to feel, use sleep and prayer to aid you in realizing your desired states. Sleep and prayer are two gateways into the subconscious. Decide, do you truly desire loving relationships in your life? What would that feel like? Rather than focusing on the absence, the negativity, or the worry, focus your attention on what does it feel like to love and have that love reciprocated? What does it feel like knowing that love is infinite and you are divinely loved and you are a divine spark of energy living in a physical body, and you are co-creating your reality? Send out love. Send love in your mind, in your heart. Feel love and feel yourself sending it out, reverberating all through the world. Send love to people you love. Send love to people who bother you. Maybe limit it to 2 or 3 people if you have people in your life bothering you. Send love to yourself if you feel that's missing. As you send out love, the universe responds. Get into that feeling of what you desire. And as your energy emanates out into the universe, it shows up in your reality. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. And for my clients, we're going to talk about the trick to staying in charge no matter the circumstances. I'll see you back here at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thank you.